Istanbul warning. Will a major earthquake follow after the 6.2 and the major aftershocks that we had? And we had a 4.3 again today. Turkish seismologists are making a stand. Turkish seismologists are divided regarding the continued seismic behavior of the Istanbul, that's old Constantinople, and the area of the Marmara Sea regions, following the strong 6.2 magnitude earthquake Wednesday, April 23rd. Istanbul, and they're saying that they're warning that a major earthquake will follow. Several seismologists, mostly notably the well-known Nasi Yurur, expressed the view that this earthquake is a precursor of the large earthquake of magnitude 7.2 and more that is expected in the same area and will release 10 times more energy, perhaps even more on a logarithmic scale if the earthquake is stronger, of course, compared to the last strong tremor. It's noted that seismologists divide the northern branch of the section of the northern Anatolia fault that passes through the Sea of Marmara into three parts, and this is it right here, as we can see. The eastern part is the one that caused the major 7.4 magnitude earthquake in the Gulf of Nicomedia back in 1999, and I'll remind you that was after a solar eclipse over the area. 3 weeks later, that pressure from that fault that goes down southwest gave a 7 magnitude earthquake in Athens, Greece. So the 7.4 in 1999, the western part, which reaches the Gulf of Xiros in eastern Thrace, which is Greece, and exits into the North Aegean of Greece, had caused an earthquake of a similar magnitude back in 1912, while the central part is the one that was dormant and caused the earthquake of April 23rd. So even though it was dormant, it has awakened. They're also sounding the alarm that the continuation of the fault to the east and up to the fault that caused the 1999 earthquake has not yet broken, and that the earthquake of April 23rd is creating tensions that when they reach a critical point will cause a new earthquake. According to seismologists who are still expecting a major earthquake of more than 7 magnitude, the eastern continuation of the fault that caused the last earthquake and passes through the seabed south of the center of Istanbul has not yet broken. It is still accumulating energy, and the April 23rd earthquake is exerting forces, and therefore the major earthquake is coming closer to this point in time. Before I go on with this, I want to tell you that one of the strongest, the most well-known and qualified seismologist and volcanologist of the world is Turkish, and he was decades ago given the authority to study the Aegean Sea, which is the sea between Greece and Turkey, and he came out with the conclusion that the whole of the Aegean Sea is actually a supervolcano. And we know that we've had a tremendous amount of activity in the northern part of Greece, Mount Athos, the monastic community area, and also the area of the Santorini volcano. A couple of months ago, we've had a lot of terrible earthquakes there, volcanic earthquakes, and the volcanologists were saying that it's inflating, the magma is inflating with, the volcano is inflating with magma. So this whole area of the Aegean is actually a supervolcano. Now, since the magma is filling, and we have a lot of geologic activity in this area of the Aegean Sea, I guess it's not surprising that we have these earthquakes and these warnings from the Turkish seismologists that they're expecting a bigger earthquake. Now, the seismologist Professor Nasi Gurur says that this is not the major one, they're expecting a bigger one. Geophysics professor at Istanbul Technical University, ITU, Okan Toysuz, says that the wait for a major earthquake in the Sea of Marmara is still on. Since August 17, in the already slippery terrain of this region, since August 17, the 1999 earthquake, and by the way, the solar eclipse was August 15th of that year. So the 1999 earthquake, a stress transfer of 15% has occurred, and brought the expected earthquake closer. Most seismologists also agree that there is a gradual development that takes place over time, and that yesterday's 6.2 Richter magnitude earthquake is a continuation of the 5.8 magnitude that the fault gave back in 2019. On the other hand, other seismologists appear more optimistic and argue that the 6.2 magnitude is a strong earthquake that is currently releasing the accumulated energy in a fault that had to give a major earthquake for over 250 years. Professor Sener Usumezoy is a special case, as he had predicted. The 1999 earthquake a few weeks ago had stated that he was expecting an earthquake of 6 to 6.5 magnitude scale in the area where the 6.2 tremor did finally occur off the coast of Silivri. And yesterday, the earthquakes in Marmara ended. Be calm, he said, the day after the major earthquake. He stressed that the expected earthquake in Marmara has happened and there will be no more major earthquakes, while reacting harshly to his colleague who claimed that a major earthquake in Istanbul is on its way. From now on, earthquakes are silent, quote unquote. I know the Sea of Marmara like the back of my hand, he insisted. Professor Osman Bektash says that there is no reason to worry. There may be aftershocks, like we had today, 4.3, but we do not expect a major earthquake because the fault here, that's how much energy it could accumulate. The respected professor of geophysics of Gun Ahmet Erkan expressed a view that could be characterized as following a middle ground. He stated that the energy released was as much as the Hiroshima bomb. I had said that before the main earthquake of 7.2 magnitude, there would be earthquakes of 6 Richter, and this is one of them, he said. However, he places the very strong earthquake in more than 20 years from now. That is, in 20 years we'll have a bigger earthquake. This was not the big Istanbul earthquake we were expecting. We still have time for it. I don't think it will happen before the year 2045 and 2065, he said. Please leave your comments about this, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.